Breaking news, Donald Trump leading the GOP pact in the latest Fox News poll, and Hillary Clinton leading for the Democrats. And voters actually say now that Trump, well, he's got the best shot at defeating Hillary Clinton in the general election. Joining me now, Gina Loudon, conservative columnist, Tammy, Fox News political contributor, and Chris Hahn, former aide to Senator Chuck Schumer. All right, Chris, you're the Democrat here.
I am.
Donald Trump has been creeping up on his ability to beat Hillary here.
I am so excited about Saturday Night Live this weekend, but if you're excited about Donald Trump as your nominee, I got some stock I want to sell you, and it's not very good. Okay, this guy, look, I would love it if Donald Trump is the Republican nominee. Hillary Clinton will not only beat Donald Trump, but he will give us the Senate and maybe even the House. So, I mean, be careful what you wish for. You might get it. And because conservatives have been saying for the last year and a half that the economy is so bad, he's the guy Republicans want because he's the guy the polls are showing can fix the economy.
And here's the thing, Gina. I mean, Trump is a guy that you've talked about for a long time. One of the complaints in the last couple of elections is that a lot of people sat it out. A lot of Republican voters sat it out. Donald Trump probably is the one who could get them off the sofa and into the voting booth.
I think you're exactly right about that, Charles, and I think that's the reason for some of the poll results we're seeing. And, you know, listening to Chris is almost humorous because we would love to see Hillary as the nominee, the person who this nation thinks is the most dishonest candidate, I think, ever. Any of our candidates are going to do well up against Hillary. And even though the trust factor in that poll was just marginal for Donald Trump, he's still going to beat Hillary on the trustworthy factor. So we have nothing to lose here.
All right, Tammy, Trump versus Hillary.
Well, look, there was, of course, in this poll, we saw that, in fact, every GOP candidate beats her. And interestingly, Quinnipiac decided not to test Bush against her, which I don't understand that decision at all. But the one person whom she does beat is Trump, but still within the margin of error.
Right.
So before she was beating
let's put that up. Do we have that? Can we put that poll up as well for the audience?
Yeah.
This is the poll here. Hillary Clinton's potential GOP matchups.
There you go.
Point. Everyone beats her except Donald Trump, but only a 3%.
But it's still within the margin of error, so they're technically tied. And so, look, this is before she was also being defeated by a generic Republican candidate, and then all the Democrats are saying, well, when you got the personalities of your nominees, she'll beat all of them. Yeah, but we're finding, in fact, that has been not the case.
But, Tammy, people know her. They don't know any of these guys other than Donald Trump, the one guy that they know. They're not liking, right? And she's winning against him.
Well, no, she knows
what I will say is this. I've been pretty good at predicting these elections. In fact, if I would have taken all the dinners that I won around here in 2012, I would be huge right now, almost as huge as Donald Trump.
Like that.
So what I'm saying is, look, the trustworthy thing, I hear you, Dr. Gina, but here's the thing. People don't trust politicians at all, ever. And whoever the nominee is going to be the reason why Carson's doing well because nobody sees him as a politician.
Chris, just a minute. This is what's happening. Yeah, we were talking about how every GOP candidate beats Hillary. And this guy took you to his dinner and about how large he was going to be. This is the deflection that you can keep trying to do that. The bottom line is you're going to see these numbers increase when it comes to the Republicans.
They said that
they have certainly changed a lot in the last couple of months where Hillary initially was trouncing everyone, Gina. So, I mean, maybe Chris doesn't take it seriously, but I think the Hillary Clinton camp better.
Well, and I think that you have to consider trusting politicians is a nice cliche that Chris can use. But we're talking about literally lying to the American public and costing lives in Benghazi. And if we even go back to her husband's administration, we have a whole other pack of lies. We have a long sordid history of Hillary lying to the American people and people dying for it. That's very different than a politician who's just not very trustworthy.
Gina, that is not a narrative that the American people accept. All the polling data shows very clearly that the Benghazi lie, the scandal, nobody sees it as a scandal. Were mistakes made in Benghazi? Yes. Nobody blames her for people dying in Benghazi, except for conservatives who would never vote for her anyway. Let me tell you,
it's not going to be about
Benghazi. It's not going to be about lies. It's not going to be about trust. It's about who's going to move this country forward. And if it's Donald Trump on the ballot, I would be very concerned if I was at Republican headquarters in D.C.
I agree that Hillary's going to move us forward right off the freaking cliff. And that's the difference here in this election.
And last word to you, Chris, because I really don't see where you're not paying attention to educated women who are moving away from Hillary Clinton. A lot of Democrats really, I mean, they would probably have to close their eyes and just pull a lever, even just because they were Democrats.
She's lost 30%.
Can she motivate people to get off the sofa? And I think that's going to be the big difference here. I think the Republicans are going to be more motivated and you just don't. You're going to have a bad taste in your mouth.
I think Republicans will be more motivated, but what you don't recognize is there are less and less Republicans in this country every single day. People who identify with Republicans. And as far as educated women not going for Hillary Clinton, I find that hard to believe that number will hold.
All right. Well, right now you admit, though, you do admit, though, that that's the narrative right now, though. You will admit that much.
Look, I read the poll. It's a good poll. It's an honest poll. But I think as things go, Hillary's going to win women, single women, working women.
Go over to Del Fresco's and get yourself some coupons now, because you might owe a lot of dinners. You may owe a lot of dinners.
The dollar drops under a Republican president when I have to pay these back.
Let's leave it right there.